While Donald Trump does exceptionally well with white men who have not been to college, he far underperforms in polls with women, especially those with higher education. And many experts will tell you women voters are the key to the most important swing states. Here with us to discuss that paradox, Megan Malloy, part of Republican Women for, wait for it, Hillary. Megan, nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Good to see you, Leland. Thanks for having me.
All right, so what percentage of this in your organization is against Donald Trump versus being for Hillary, perhaps because she's a woman?
You know, I can only really speak for my organization on this here, but I've got to say we are not Republican women against Trump. We are Republican women for Hillary because we really do support Hillary's experience and her leadership and a lot of her principles that she has really shown during her time in office and during her time at the State Department.
If anything, Hillary Clinton has ran pretty far hard to the left here, especially during the primary against Bernie Sanders. None of the ideals she espouses are Republican in their nature in any way. Tim Kaine has a few that are middle of the road, but Hillary Clinton has pretty much vanquished that spot of the political spectrum. So how do you still call yourself a Republican?
Well, you know, none of the ideals that Donald Trump has really been espousing are Republican ideals either. You look at his trade policy, his immigration policy. He's an isolationist and a protectionist here. Those are not Republican ideals. You look at his call to deport all of these immigrants. That is huge government overreach and a huge government program, neither of which is a Republican ideal. You know, we've been the party of Lincoln since we were founded, and I don't think we're the party of Trump.
So to echo Ronald Reagan a little bit here, are you basically saying the Republican nominee has left you rather than you leaving the Republican nominee?
That's correct.
Okay. Take us through this in terms of how you think this plays out. Are you all out there trying to work and trying to convince people? Or are you having any kind of effort and success in that way?
We are. You know, we are a new group. We didn't think that this was a group that we would ever have to create, but once it was pretty clear that Donald Trump would be the nominee, we got together, if nothing else, then as a support group for other women who kind of found themselves in this odd position of not being able to support the Republican candidate for the first time in their lives, really. And so that has gone from a small group of a handful of us here in D.C. to really a larger national group. We've had a huge social media outreach. We've got a lot of really great feedback from folks all around the country and around the world even. And we're planning to be in Philadelphia, at least a few of us, for the convention, and just be able to reach out and say, hey, Republican women, it is okay to vote for Hillary as a Republican and as a woman. And no, you don't have to support Trump because, quite frankly, he's not a Republican.
Well, you mentioned a few issues on which he does not come down on the Republican side of things. You talked about trade, you talked about immigration, although that could be argued, and you talked specifically about national security and national defense, where at some level it appears as though Hillary Clinton may be more hawkish at times than Donald Trump is. On the other hand, Hillary Clinton isn't Republican about any of those, about any issues, whether it be taxes, whether it be abortion policy, whether it be sanctity of marriage thoughts, all these kinds of things. Are those just not important to you anymore? Have you decided that trade and foreign policy is more important?
Well, they are important to me, and I think that we're really at a crossroads as a party right now as to what exactly is a Republican ideal.
Hold on. You said we're at a crossroads as a party. Are you talking about as a Republican, or are you talking about the Democrats as you're supporting Hillary now?
As a Republican.
Okay.
I think you see a lot of folks like Donald Trump, as I've mentioned, that are calling himself a Republican, that are giving out this rhetoric that is not Republican principles and not really what the party was founded on. So you do have a lot of folks like myself and like those in our group that are Republicans by our nature and by what we really believe in, small government, individual liberties, that are able to kind of cross the line there.
There's nothing about Hillary Clinton that espouses small government.
Oh, you know, I think there is. I think Hillary is shown to be relatively moderate on a lot of her stances, especially if you look back when she was a senator. You know, I'm not saying by any means that I agree with everything that Hillary Clinton has done. I mean, I am a Republican. I'm a conservative Republican from South Mississippi.
You look at the Democratic platform right now. It's about exploding entitlements, about government intrusion into more and more parts of our lives. There's nothing about that that's small government. Do you think she's going to pull a Bill Clinton and win in '92 on a relatively liberal basis, and then try to run to the center and play nice with the Republican Congress?
Well, I think the fact that so many Republicans, as you've seen, are being able to step out and support Hillary Clinton really show how dangerous so many folks think Donald Trump and his policies are. I mean, for us to take so many of these policies that we really agree with and really have supported all of our lives and be able to stray from them and say, you know what, it's more important to us and more important to our party to really sustain this national support to break away from some of these ideals that have really been, I think, less important to Donald Trump and to Hillary Clinton both. So you've got to look at the overall campaign, the overall person. I think you look at a record of leadership. You look at some of these just really willful ignorance, I think, that Donald Trump has had on some of these issues, and it's difficult to support him.
Well, Megan, we'll talk to you as the campaign goes on, see who Republican women join you. We appreciate you being with us. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks a lot, Leland.